Welcome back to Tailgate Sports Media, episode 32, the premier podcast for sports, mostly football. Um, I'm Devin. This is my good friend Ray, and we are back. Another early morning episode. Don't have to worry about Peyton being a bum that works an 8 to 5, sometimes a 7 to 5, sometimes a 7 to 12. But real quick, um, on a serious note, we want to give our condolences to the friends, family, and the Grizzlies organization with the passing of Brandon Clark. Very serious. Um, you just hope they are all doing okay and they're able to process this in time.
Hmm.
Extremely rough situation. Not sure what happened there, not sure what's going on. I've said it before on the podcast. If you're ever in a situation where like you feel like you need help with something mentally, physically, anything, um, talk to somebody, figure out talk to anybody really. If you got to message me because you got no one else to talk to, you can message me. I'm 100% okay with that. I will talk to you. Um, that being said, we'll get into the podcast. Starting off, NBA playoffs. Um, most of the series pretty close to being wrapped up. Thunder sweep the Lakers. Those damn cheating refs. I haven't actually watched any of the games really, so I can't tell you if the refs. There is a big ass hair hanging off my hat, and I could see it. I could see it. Okay, all right. Serious, serious. We are a serious podcast. We are a legit serious
Professionals.
podcast. Um, Thunder sweep the Lakers. I don't think anyone else has wrapped up officially besides that.
Knicks have swept the Sixers.
Yeah, there you go. I don't even think about the East because I'm just kind of like my mind's always on like the
Yeah.
Thunder, like the Thunder are the team to beat.
Once the Thunder are dealt with, then we can start looking over the East.
Exactly, exactly.
Non-biased professional podcast. So.
100%, you're correct. Um, so yeah, the Knicks swept the Sixers. Pistons and Cavaliers actually tied up the series, so they've been going back at it. They should be playing tonight, back in Detroit. Um, and then Timberwolves and Spurs got to 3-2. Managed to get that one to 3-2. Timberwolves stealing that first game. And then four. Game four. Anything of note from game four? Game five was played last night, but game four,
Um,
I can't.
Mr. Miyagi made an appearance.
You're right. That's true. That's true.
Uh,
Um,
the
Close,
Karate
tight
Kid,
game.
Cobra Kai, they were all there in attendance,
Mhm,
cheering
mhm,
on their
mhm.
boy.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Wimby tried to send somebody to hell with an elbow.
I mean, is that really sending them to hell?
I mean, he survived.
I mean, yeah, I think
Did he die?
I think it's he almost banished him to the Shadow Realm just because it's Wimby. Any anybody of Wimby's size, that's just a casual check.
It's physics. It's physics. It's like, oh, let me give him a little love tap. But when you're 7'4" and giant,
Yeah, it's a casual elbow, but when this part of your arm is 3 feet long, you get a little bit of lever action, and yeah, it's like hitting
yeah,
somebody with a
I think it'd be moving a little faster. First of all, Wimby elbows Nasreed in the throat, um, and then he gets ejected after the flagrant two, which it shouldn't be a flagrant two unless somebody dies, or at least they have to. If they get if that person comes back to the game at any point, it's automatically downgraded to it's a flagrant one. Like
if they're
if they
not
were able to
wearing
play, it shouldn't be.
if they're not wearing that little plastic mask that they used to have, it shouldn't be a flagrant. Should be a flagrant
Yeah,
two
exactly.
anyway.
Yeah, 100%. That's my unbiased opinion. I don't like the Spurs or anything. Um, Neither one of us big Spurs fans, so
Yeah.
just completely neutral. Um, no, but being serious, um, they were Wimby gets ejected from the game, and then I think the big controversy is he doesn't get the suspension. Um,
I think
Obviously we do.
I think it's moving the goalpost a little bit though,
Well,
because he got ejected. and everybody's good with that. I mean, I think we can all agree that game four was shifted because he was ejected. I think
Exactly,
it's a much
100%.
different game if he's not ejected. But now that
Right.
I mean, he got the punishment in the game, and then now the goalpost is shifted to, well, he should be suspended. And I think the only reason it shifted there is because they won game five.
Well, I feel like it was there before the game ever got played. And obviously, Timberwolves fans are like, yeah, suspend him for the rest of the series for sure. Suspend him.
I mean, everything I was hearing was, and let him, yeah, he doesn't need to be suspended because this is his first infraction. This is his first eject. He's so averse to ejections. He had to be told what was happening. Like you're ejected. He's like, oh, okay. What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, and here's my, and honestly, Spurs fan, but here's my opinion on it. Obviously, he doesn't have a record of doing this. The first time he's ever really done anything like this. But the NBA had a choice. Go back, watch the tape, eject your eject one of the biggest stars in the league right now, who's acting like who did that because he literally got fouled twice during that action.
Yeah,
They're pulling his jersey, they're holding his arms behind his back. He's getting fouled like crazy all the time, and it's not getting called because he's a big guy. And it's like eventually, and then Mitch Johnson, and props to Mitch Johnson, he did a great job of bringing it up. At some point, he's got to protect himself.
yeah.
At some point, he's got to say, okay, cool. You guys are going to be physical to a point that I'm in danger. I'm going to protect myself.
And I think ultimately, if you want to take the non-bias out of it, I think that series is so physical that you can't suspend him for being physical. It's like if it goes to a tech and an ejection, fine. But if that whole series is going to be physical and fouls both ways, you can't suspend him for playing the game that's being put in front of him.
Okay, well, I will say at no point is an elbow part of the game of besides a
No,
shooting motion.
no,
You can't be
I'm not
elbowing dudes in the
I'm
throat.
not saying I'm not saying it's a legitimate strategy, but I'm saying if the game is going to be that physical and you're calling fouls back and forth because it's so physical, and he gets ejected for the tech too, that's fine. But then to suspend him, you have to go back and reclass or re look at every single physical foul that happened through the series, and then we end up with a worse brand of basketball going forward in the series because the refs and the players are going to be walking on eggshells about their fouls. It's like
Well,
I'd rather give them the tech, give them the ejection, and then we go back to physical basketball because this is great basketball we're watching.
well, I what I think is the issue is the it's a very physical series, yes, and fouls aren't being called. Multiple fouls on Wemby not being called in that one scenario. Just that one scenario,
Yeah,
those fouls not being called.
yeah,
There's the scenario from a game before where Ant is pulling on his jersey, people are holding his arms behind his back again. And then like there was a scramble at one point, like a ball comes loose, and I believe it was Dylan Harper. Um, I can't recall exactly who it was, but they had already like their ankle was already hurt. It wasn't maybe it wasn't Dylan Harper. I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe it was Fox. I can't remember. But a Timberwolves player goes for the ball, throws themselves, misses the ball, and just hits the guy in the legs. And it's like, okay,
yeah,
there's physicality and there's, hey, I'm gonna fuck somebody up.
yeah. And I'm all for. I'm good with the physical. I mean, I was a physical basketball player when I played, and I fouled out many a game. But I'm all for the physicality in the game. But I think the tech, and I think moving forward, it's like the tech and injection was all right. We're setting a bar. This isn't tolerated. And from there, they'll walk it back to where we just get some physical basketball. But
And again,
but I
everyone
don't
for
think the suspension
arguing,
is necessary.
yeah, that's what it is. It's a history thing, and then it's a okay, cool. Maybe we were letting them roughhouse a little too much.
Yeah.
There's physicality, and then there's,
Hey,
hey,
hand up. It's on me, the ref. I let y'all run a little bit too wild around here. Let's rein
it's
this back in.
like this is so good. I haven't seen basketball like this since the early 2000s. This is great. I love.
Oh,
I'm on the clock. Fuck.
yep. It's like, yeah, it's
Um,
like when you see like two like toddlers fighting and you're like, oh, this is funny. This is funny. Oh, he got hurt. Yeah. I'm the parent in the room. I let's
oh,
no hitting.
Hey, you can't jump off the couch and drop an elbow to your brother's shoulders. All
Exactly.
right. We can't
I
afford
know.
another hospital trip.
I know. I said it would be sick, but in hindsight,
Um, yeah. Moving on from game four, Timberwolves take that game. It's close, but Timberwolves take it. Come back home to San Antonio, and the Wimby goes off in the first quarter for the whole game, really, but the first quarter just I think he had 20 something points. Spurs take a 3-2 on that one. So we're looking at the Spurs 3-2 going back to Minnesota for a Friday game, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Let's
And then we
investigate.
should have Detroit and the Cavaliers tonight. So our last two series to get wrapped up.
So we have, yep, game six Friday, and oh, game five of Pistons Cavs today, and game six tomorrow or on Friday. So yeah, so Cavs Pistons play today and Friday.
Did Spurs play Friday as well?
We do.
So we're having
Yeah.
a no games on Thursday and a doubleheader on Friday.
Yep. And the doubleheader on Sunday if it comes to that.
If if they do some more stupid shit where one game starts at 7 and the next game starts at 8 and it's all on one network, so I have to have Peacock to watch the other game or any
Hey,
game in general,
hey,
I'm gonna
Devin.
be upset.
Hey, Devin. I'm here to assure you that that is not happening. The Cavs play at 6 and the Spurs play at 8:30. So
Okay,
completely different from what you're talking about.
that's all we want. I just don't need a 7 o'clock game and an 8 o'clock game on the same network, so I can't
It's
watch
still
half the game easy.
You're still gonna miss the first 2 minutes of the Spurs game because the Cavs run late, but you know,
Well, the good news is that it's an 8:30 start time. It's an 8:47 tip off.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
They have been
love
starting
that.
off. They have been starting off the
Well, yeah, because they have to give
first
time for everyone to tune in, and then they talk about everything that's going on. Listen, if I'm tuning in at 7, tip off needs to be at 7:05. You got 5 minutes to talk your shit. All right, that's
yeah.
that
Well,
that's my
I
theory,
say if
or
the
that's my
I say tell me when tip off is. If I tune in at 8:30, I should see the ball going up. Do all that other like this person's playing with Mickey Mouse shoes and it's his daughter's in the house. Do all that before. I'm coming at
uh
8:30. I want to see ball up.
8:32.
I'll give you 8:32.
8:32. Okay, all right. People need to be getting on the court. All right. Um,
I shouldn't be tuning in at 8:32 and seeing the scenic outdoor view of the stadium. We
right.
should be in the stadium already.
Exactly. Yeah, we should be there. We're good. Start outside the stadium. Immediately come in within the first 20 seconds, and dudes are getting on the floor. They're talking, blah, blah, blah.
That's
Refs are
right.
like, all right, hurry up. You gotta go. We gotta go. Jeremy grew up in a house full of crackheads, and his father raised him alone in a house with no windows.
So
This is
he's
the
wearing
tragic backstory of the guard drafted last year in the second round who has
yep.
made a name for himself. Yeah, no, I don't need all
So he's wearing orange shoestrings tonight in honor of the 2x4s that were over his windows. Yeah, that should already have happened.
that. 26 points, 13 rebounds, 7 blocks tonight. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the 2x4s. They were strong and they made me strong.
Uh,
This isn't a podcast. This is me making inside jokes about sports with my friends. That's
like,
all. Okay, we got
at
to
the
be
end
honest.
at the end of the day, we don't have enough money to have 2x4 colored shoestrings.
No, not yet. Not yet.
No, not yet.
Um, so that pretty much wraps up NBA. Hopefully be able to talk again before we get into the next series. Um, actually, hopefully not. Hopefully the Spurs just clean this shit up and
Yeah,
we can get
just
going
just
because
clean this up and we can keep it moving. Well,
I can't have these boys getting tired out.
either way, the series is done this week. It's Friday and Sunday.
That's true. That's true. Um, Moving past the NBA, we're going to the UFL. UFL Week 7 may be one of the biggest weeks of the year.
Yep.
Um, just for the games that happen. So, quick recap of Week 7. Um, Friday night game, we had the Aviators travel to the Battlehawks. Battlehawks get the win there, 31-20. Uh, Luis Perez looks good. Battlehawks look great. Battlehawks have, had some issues earlier in the season. They have righted the ship and they are making a strong push for the playoff. Um, Anything really of note there to talk about?
I mean, Aviators staying in it at least.
Yeah, yeah, the
A I
Aviators were
mean,
competitive.
Aviators making a push for the top of the bottom half, I guess.
There you go. That's a good way to think about it. Unfortunately, not what's going to end up happening.
Oh,
So I'll take it back. There's one other team that's a little bit further back than them. Um, yeah, so Aviators lose in St. Louis to the Battlehawks 2031. Saturday morning game, biggest game of the week. Kings go to the Defenders, and Defenders go up 13-3 and then don't score another point. Defenders end up whooping ass 30-13. Um,
Kings.
Not a belt to ass performance from start to
Mm,
finish, but
you
by
mean
the
Kings
end, there was
rather?
some belt to ass.
Kings rather 30-13.
Yeah. Probably the most surprising win,
Yeah,
obviously. Defenders
I
on
mean
top of the
definitely.
world. They were 5-1 at that point.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
was on record saying the Louisville had no chance on this one.
Potentially. And I thought about it after the game, but been sitting there consistently talking like the defenders are going to drop a game somewhere. Somewhere they're going to drop a game, and then you
Mhm.
get to that week and you're like, "There's no way the defenders lose this. There's no way the
Yeah,
defenders lose this." And then it happens. Then they drop a game. And you're like, "You were right. You just never like. I don't know how it's going to happen. What's going to happen?"
I
Um,
mean arguably the worst week for the rest of the league to see the defenders drop it because they have 3 weeks left. So they lose this game. They go, you know what? You're right. We're not invincible. So let's lock in.
100%. And what it ends up doing to the standings overall makes the rest of the season so much more competitive. And which honestly, this was the best case scenario for the league in this week because everything got so much more competitive now. Um, so defenders lose to the Kings at home, big one right there. Next game later the day, Renegades travel to Birmingham, and Birmingham pulls off the win over the Renegades. So the Renegades drop to 3-4. The Stallions jump up to 3-4. That was a
Yeah.
overtime game there. So the Renegades had a chance to win it, had a chance to put it away. They had pulled out to a big they were up 14-3 at one point. They have a decent lead. Birmingham just fights back, manages to push it to overtime. I think the Renegades had the ball at the 50-yard line with a minute left and could not get it in to finish the game. Um, they go to overtime. A little bit of controversy there. Um, on the first possession, in overtime, um, Austin Reed takes the ball up the middle and just tries to get into the end zone real quick. And there ends up being a big pile, and it looks like he's in by 100%. Like you can see the line and you can see legs, and you're like, oh, if that's his leg and he's past that, then he's got to be in. That's an easy conversion. They got the first one, no problem. And then they sit there, they pull on everybody off the pile. You were there, we were watching it, and the one
No.
guy comically falls back over the pile. Like he's up, he's out. He's like, all right, I bet it was all going this way. Like he's trying to give his guys
Hey
time to
man,
figure it out underneath there.
equilibrium's crazy.
Um, Everyone gets off, and then Austin Reed's at the bottom of the pile. He looks like Yamcha. He's all curled up and short of the end zone. And they're like, yeah, no good. I thought he was in. I thought he was in, but by the time they got the pile cleared out, he'd been pushed out or something. So they don't
I
get
had seen one angle when you walked away where it looked like he basically got stopped flat on the line and then he wasn't able to extend again. So I
Oh,
think
okay.
by progress, if he had just been able to extend, he would have got it no problem. But it was just good defense.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that angle, but yeah, then that's great defense. And Austin Reed did the smart thing in that situation and didn't extend and force a turnover.
Yeah.
Um, that being said, it is overtime. It's hard to override your brain in that situation, but it's an overtime shootout thing. Fuck the turnover, just fucking go. Honestly, you know what? Raymond, my lookup guy, what happens if you force a turnover and the defense scores in that scenario? Does the defense earn a point, or is it just like, it's a dead possession?
What? So like I guess it would just be a fumble for six. Um, in the future, I will be behind the camera doing this. A fumble
Yeah, and the
com
problem with the
occur.
UFL is it's not big enough yet. So I just Google it, and they're like, "Yeah, two penalties isn't a loss anymore." And it's like that's not what I asked.
If a fumble occurs during a conversion attempt, the ball is considered dead immediately, and the attempt ends. Although this is by a site called Football Zebras. Fumbles are generally live, but cannot be advanced if they occur on a try. If an offensive player fumbles the ball into and out of bounds in the end zone, the offense retains possession at the spot of the fumble. Defense
Yeah, it
continues.
doesn't sound like it because they wouldn't retain possession since it's a one play shootout.
Yeah, it
All
might.
right,
It
a note
looks
for
like it's.
next week.
Yeah, it looks like it might just be a dead ball.
Note for next week. We will clarify that for sure. Because I don't think I've ever seen it happen, and I'm just kind of curious. Like, can you get a free point that way? Can you like, oh, but now we already got one. We still have three shots to make two more. We're cooking. Um,
Yeah,
so they get the overtime win. Birmingham does there. Um, God, I'm blanking on his name right now. The quarterback for Birmingham, he got traded from Orlando. He's lifted that team up so much. He's a ball player. Let me get his name right. I don't know why I'm blanking on it.
Orlando. That would be Plummer.
Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Oh, well, I was way
Plummer's
off.
the quarterback for Orlando. Dorian Thompson Robinson was his backup at Orlando. He got traded over to Birmingham. Ever since he's been there, they've been winning games again. So good for them. Good for him. And Birmingham gets the win there. And then I immediately lost all my notes because I went to go look up stuff.
You are on Houston,
Um,
Orlando.
last game, Sunday, we got the Storm, Orlando Storm travel to Houston to play the Gamblers. This was the game we wanted to go to for this year. Obviously, didn't work out because we are broke.
Yes.
Broke. You're being broke, Raymond. What are you drinking this morning?
I am drinking nothing. I have nothing over here. Not even a water. Damn, it is a desert over here.
This was going to be an intervention if you pulled up that glass of whiskey. If you pulled up that glass of whiskey
It did.
again and it's 11:30 in the morning, I was gonna be like,
Hey,
wow.
I mean,
Can't drink all day if you don't start early, right?
hey, big facts. 'Cause I could
Um,
whip up something real quick.
what's your what's
Next episode is just gonna be a bar cart right here. And I'm not even gonna be at the mic. I'm just gonna be over there listening to you mixing stuff up, throwing little notes over my shoulder.
Jesus Christ? We're gonna have a problem real quick. Um, Orlando gets out to an early lead on this one. The Gamblers fight back super hard. Don't have enough to get the win. Orlando pulls off the win over Houston in Houston, 24-23, which leads us into week 8 and potentially another huge week because the stand with DC losing, the standings got crazy. With the Renegades losing, Birmingham beating the Renegades, and then DC losing to the Kings, the standings have got insane. So before I even go look at week 8, let's talk about the standings. So you have three teams tied at first place. at 5-2. You have St. Louis, Orlando, and
Goodness.
DC are all 5-2 now. So you have a first. So those guys are all well in the playoff race. There would have to be a drastic collapse for either of them to kind of lose out of the playoff race at this point. All those other teams are basically just 2 games back for them. So big flip in how those teams have been performing for those teams to lose out in the playoff race. They're essentially in at this point. DC had a chance to clinch this week. Obviously, they lose, they don't clinch. Um, so you got a three-way tie there, and then for fourth place, you have a three-way tie. You have Birmingham, you have Birmingham, Louisville, and you have Dallas, who are all 3 and 4 now. So that battle for the fourth spot, which we were hoping was going to be heated, is very heated
It's
now.
very, yep. And
And then
all three teams conceivably can pull it off. I think it might come down to
exactly,
schedule.
schedule is the big one here, and I will get into that for sure after we talk about week 8. And then the last 2 teams, Columbus and Houston. Unfortunate, they're technically not eliminated.
I mean,
I just don't see it happening for them this year. They
Houston,
would need a generational run.
they're
I
called
mean,
the
the best they
Gamblers
can do
for
is
a
five
reason.
and
They're
five.
called the
Exactly.
Gamblers for a reason.
They have to go 3-0 these last couple weeks to have a shot, realistically, unless those 3 teams ahead of them also have
Well,
a giant collapse.
I guess we'll get into it when we
Like
look at.
the Dallas already is having. Dallas feasibly could finish in last place, and I would not be surprised with the collapse they're having.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it when we start talking about next week. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this dream down right now.
Um, So we'll get into week 8 here. First game, we got a Friday night game. Storm go and play in Arlington. So Storm versus the Renegades. Dallas is a 1.5 point favorite on the ESPN site. I don't buy that for a second. Um, they've lost their mojo. I feel like they're getting credit for a home team, but when 8,000 people show up, I don't feel like that's enough,
Well,
especially
hold
in an
on.
open air
Well,
environment.
hold
I don't
on. This is the game at Phantom Warrior Stadium
This is a good point. This is a great point. In Fort Hood,
in
it's
Fort
going to be
Hood.
packed with 6,000 crazy military members, um,
Possibly drunk. We don't know what the alcohol situation is down there.
potentially drunk. Um, and I still don't think it's going to make a difference when it comes to playing atmosphere. I think it might even be worse for them.
It's gonna be worse.
I think it might be worse for them because there'll be less people actively cheering for them.
Uh,
Also, very very open air. Like we were talking about, like an open stadium. This is bleachers on one side, nothing on the other side. Hopefully, the UFL got down there or has gotten down there early and has built their broadcast rig on the upside. So when you're watching the game, it's just not an open field when you're watching it. Because the biggest thing people complain about on the Reddit, on the UFL Reddit, is how empty the stadiums look. And it's just like, I'm like, if they see open thing, they're gonna riot. If they see an open field, they're gonna riot. They're gonna freak the fuck out.
it's
If
gonna
it's like,
look
oh,
like
it could be six, it could be packed. It could be like we had to bring in 2,000 extra seats, and it's still standing room only. And they'll just be like, there's nobody there. It's like, okay, yeah, no, we get it, man. We get it. It's not as popular as college football or the NFL or some high school football games in Texas,
yeah.
but
Well, it's gonna look like a high school football game.
it truly is. But you know what? Anything for the troops.
You know what? Over under right now. What are the odds that we see an ambulance in a highlight high school football style?
God, great one. That is a. Let me put that on Kalshu right now.
I mean, you got to.
Let me
I
put-
want to see someone running into the end zone, and there's an ambulance parked in the background right there.
that is that is a historically great take, and I love it. Um, $20 that we don't see it. That's my bet.
All right. I got. I mean,
So,
I'm taking 20. We do. Yeah. Let's spin that.
gentleman's agreement right there.
Yeah.
Um, which means we will have to watch the entire game.
Yep.
which will be hard considering we will be at a baseball game that starts at the same time.
Ooh, well,
YouTube TV on the mobile will get it done.
that's his poor
What's it going to
scheduling.
be on? Fox. We got it.
Okay.
Um, I'm taking the Storm. I'm not. Don't think I'm really
I
taking any. The Storm technically. I was about to say I don't think I'm going to take underdogs. Storm technically, according to ESPN, are the underdogs here. I think I'm going to take the Storm. Um, moving into a Saturday 11 a.m. game, potentially the earliest kickoff of the year. Defenders get their rematch versus Louisville in Louisville. So this is interesting.
yes.
Originally, when people were talking about playoff positioning, who's got the best chance to make the run for that fourth spot? And people were like, well, if Birmingham keeps playing like this, it's going to be Birmingham because they have the easiest schedule because the Kings have to play DC twice. You beat them once at home. They got
I,
1 week to figure you out at your place.
I,
I'm going to go ahead and reopen this and assume that DC is a 6 point favorite again. Originally, I think they were 7.5. DC is a big favorite here. Um, oof. I'm gonna say just going based off last week, it's gonna be hard to make a decision on that one.
yeah, last week just eliminated the vibes pick altogether. Because, like, the obvious choice is to say DC, they're not going to let it happen twice. But also, how did they let it happen once?
Exactly. And it's DC is the team if they're gonna make a statement and respond, DC is the team to do it.
Mhm.
DC is the team that I 100% believe will okay, we lost bad to these guys last week. Next week, they're done for. A Wimby-like comeback,
Yeah.
some would say. The
I mean,
Mamba mentality. Kobe, after they said Kobe actually wasn't the GOAT and he puts up 60 on you the next game, yeah, that kind of, I mean, he got zero assists, but he put up
I'm on
60.
elbows flying
Um,
on this one.
that should be a good game. If the Kings beat the defenders really bad again, um, then I mean, the Kings for me are a lock for that fourth spot at that
Yeah.
point. Um, Then we have a 2 o'clock game, 8
Oh,
ABC,
yeah.
Saturday
The comeback of the gambler starts right now. Who we playing? We're going on a 3-0 run. Anybody in front of
3-0
us?
run. Yep.
Anybody in
And
front of us about to get it? Who we got? Who's next? Who's
you got
first?
St. Louis at St. Louis.
All right.
That's a
All right.
rough one.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a rough
yeah, it's
one.
a
St.
rough one.
Louis is a 7.5 point favorite.
Hmm. Yep. So, what's free agency for next season looking like? Who we picking up?
Hey,
What
when's
are our
that
holes?
2027 schedule come out?
Yeah. When does it? When does the 27 schedule come out? When does the draft when is the combine?
Yeah, when's the UFL Combine? Let me know. Open
Yeah.
tryouts.
Yeah. That's. I'm not open tryouts. I'm just trying to see who we got a good chance of picking up.
You think if I can kick a 50-yarder, someone will sign me?
I mean, maybe.
I'll
Why
do my
isn't
best.
there? Why isn't there UFL fantasy football?
That's been one of the big, honestly, that's been a huge thing people have talked about before, where, hey, there's no UFL fantasy football. And like it would be huge. People would
Oh,
love it.
I'd tear that up.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe you use less positions because you got a lot less players to play with. But I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's a defense, quarterback,
Oh, I mean,
two wide receivers, tight end, running back, and one flex.
yeah, I'd say maybe do two flexes and get rid of a wide receiver.
I'd be fine with that. Yeah. ESPN, somebody needs to pick up on the UFL thing. Hey, you're learning how to code, right?
Hey, hey, nothing but a big database. Hmm.
You could be the guy. You could be the guy.
Could be the guy.
Um, get off that tangent.
Yep.
Nothing to talk about. Gamblers travel to St. Louis.
Had to fill it
We're
with something.
We're slamming St. Louis on that one. And then Sunday we got a 12 noon game. Aviators travel to Birmingham to face the Stallions. I don't know why I start talking like this all of a sudden.
Absolutely no clue.
It's probably the liquor. No, not drinking yet. Um, I mean, you're hoping the Aviators are competitive. Stallions are a 3.5 point favorite on that one. Um, Birmingham's got the ship righted though. It's gonna be tough to take them down. They've been close games, they've been competitive games, but they've been winning the games, and that's what counts, right?
Yeah.
So if the Aviators make a statement on this one, the race gets even crazier, right? Now you got a bunch of teams sitting at 3 wins. Um, Gamblers are pretty much done at this point, unfortunately. So we got the Storm at the Renegades. I'm taking the Storm on that one. Defenders at the Kings. Not making a pick on that one. That one's going to be wild. Gamblers at the Battlehawks. Taking the Battlehawks. Aviators at the Stallions. And I think I'm going to take Birmingham on that one.
Yeah.
Um, so playoff run, right? We got three teams sitting at 3-4. I'm not really going to focus on the 2 and 5s. I think they're done for. Um, First things first, we got the Renegades. Week 9, the Renegades take on the Kings. Not good for them. And then week 10, they got the Battlehawks. I think the Renegades are done. Renegades might go 3-7 after being the best team in the league in the first 3 weeks.
I mean, Battlehawks have gamblers back to back and the Renegades. They might make a good push here at the end of the season.
Let's see. Stallions, week 9, they got the Aviators again. And then week 10, they got the Gamblers. Um,
I think DC has the toughest schedule to finish it out.
yeah, they have the Storm twice,
They've
I
got
believe.
Louisville, Storm, and let's see.
Yeah, they got the Storm two
Yeah.
weeks in a row, and then they got Louisville this week.
Yeah. So this is the Battlehawks spot to lose, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the Battlehawks, they got the Gamblers once. They got the Gamblers week 9. They got the Gamblers week 8, and then week 10,
Renegades.
they got the Renegades. I mean, the Battlehawks are essentially in. Orlando's got a tough stretch. DC's got a tough stretch, but they've done so well already. If they just split a game or two, if they
It's
take one game, lucky to get two, they're in a great spot. Um, Birmingham has the
Louisville's got a really good shot. They've got Columbus week 10. Like they have the Renegades. Yep, Renegades week 9. And I mean, they if they make they just get, if honestly if they survive, if they don't even really need to win week 8, they just got a two really good games at the end of the season. They're number 4.
I mean, if they beat DC this week, there's a crazy scenario where both them and the Stallions both go 3-0 and end the season at 6-4. Um, that is a crazy playoff race. It's a
Well,
crazy playoff race.
well, they
Um,
can't both go 3-0. Somebody has to win week 8.
well, the Kings and the Stallions don't play again.
Oh, I thought you said Kings and Defenders. So yeah, Kings and Stallions. They both go.
Yeah,
You're
well,
saying if they both.
Kings and Defenders play week 8. If the Kings win, then there is a crazy scenario where they go 3-0.
Mhm.
Which originally was not on the board when people were talking about their playoff chances. Now, with them winning last week on the road, it's a very, very viable chance that they go 3-0. They're at 6-4. Hard to see Birmingham not going 6-4 with their remaining schedule. Um, let's go back and look at the weeks here. I know they haven't played each other since pretty damn early, I believe.
Yeah, who gets the heads up?
So the Kings lost the first match against the Stallions. Let me find the rematch. Where did me find? Was it week four? It was not week four. Was it week five? It was not week five. Was it week six? 2 weeks ago. Couldn't have been because the Storm lost to the Stallions. Am I stupid, Raymond?
Possibly.
Oh, they're not playing everybody twice. Yeah, they're not playing everybody twice. So that's a game that I think they're done.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Stallions have the head to head. I think that's the first tiebreaker. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's the first tiebreaker,
Yeah.
which means Birmingham basically controls its own destiny at this point. Um, that's crazy. I need to do a deep dive into playoff scenarios after this week because it'll kind of shore everything up and it won't be as crazy to look at.
Yeah.
But the UFL playoff race kind of looked like it was going to be a dead duck, maybe just a race for fourth place. Now it's very, very interesting on how that ends up. I slurred that one too. I haven't been drinking yet.
Mm,
It's not noon yet.
no. Check his cup.
A little tea to start the day.
That's
Ignore the tiny
either
sips that I'm taking.
it's either tea or straight bourbon. One of them is fine. One we should be very concerned about the amount in that cup.
That's a that's a good dark bourbon right
That
there.
that might be three fingers. And it's not a new pour. So
Ah, it was full.
be very concerned.
Oh man, I would be dead in 45 minutes if I did that. Um, that's the UFL. The playoff race getting very exciting. For neutral football fans, it's fun. Even if you're cheering for a team, everyone's still in the race except for Houston, and Columbus. Okay, we'll throw Columbus in there too. But I don't know any Houston fans, right, Raymond?
Nope, none here.
Not here. I won't see no Houston paraphernalia. I see some San Antonio stuff though. Vamos
Shit, ain't,
Brahmas.
ain't even Astros around here.
No.
Houston. Who?
Houston. Um, that's our sports talk. Let's talk a little tailgate. And Raymond had something for this week. So Raymond, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this
Yeah.
one.
Devin, I would like to welcome you to the court of the tailgate. Uh,
Oh,
we have an appeal on the docket today. The Honorable Judges Dees and Harmon presiding. Um, there has been an appeal set forth by some of the fringe tailgaters. They would like the bar hangout to be considered a tailgate. Your thoughts?
um, well, let's look at this from multiple angles
Yeah.
here. First off, let's look at a financial perspective of this.
Yep.
Um, I've definitely spent more on a tailgate than I've spent on a trip to the bar.
Fair.
Um, what makes a great tailgate, right?
Yeah.
First off, you have the atmosphere and the setup. Well, the bar is a bar setup. It's going to be dark. There's going to be music. Sports will be played, most likely.
Mhm.
Not everyone there is there for the sports, though. I think that's a strike right there.
Fair.
What I will spend less on is drink average will be less. The reason I'm spending a lot of money at my tailgate is because I'm buying charcoal, I'm buying food, and I'm buying beer, and I'm typically buying it for everybody. Um, not always getting the pitch in when you're doing the tailgate. The tailgate is something you make happen no matter what's going on with everybody else's financial situation. I think that's a strike against the bar right there. Um, just is the atmosphere, right? We don't have the atmosphere. Um, drinks. Are you pulling the drinks out of a cold cooler? Are you mixing your own drink? No, you're paying some girl paying off college in a low tank top, and then you're tipping her afterwards. I ain't never been tipped at a tailgate.
Hey.
All right. Some people would say pitching in is the tip, but it's not because
And
you're drinking those
I
beers.
mean, depending on your friend group, mine probably not getting a lot of tip ins or pitch ins.
Correct. Um, Ray Harmon Sr., noting that I took my hat off again during the podcast. So, and then there's the food aspect. Well, there's two more aspects. The food aspect. What am I eating at the bar that makes it a tailgate? I'm not cooking it, which is already
Yeah,
a big problem. All right. We don't like catering at our tailgate. I'm paying extra and tipping for food. And what am I eating? Is it something I can hold my drink here and hold my food here? Sandwich, taco, soup, chili.
might get a chip, but this is your argument. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, I mean, you might get some chips, some mozzarella sticks. I mean, the only thing I think I'm normally going to get at a bar is maybe like a burger, maybe some sliders. I'll fuck with a slider at a tailgate, maybe some wings, but it's not being cooked at the tailgate or it's not being smoked prior to the tailgate, so it's ready for the tailgate. I don't think I don't think it hits on the food. Um, and then comes the games. You gotta have some sort of entertainment. You are watching sports. For some people, that's all you need is you
Yeah,
got a TV hooked up or something outside and you watch the sports. Okay, viable. Um, you might not hear it over the music. You might not hear it at all. Um, some places you're lucky you can go outside and maybe they'll have cornhole. They'll probably have a Jenga, oversized Jenga. Um,
never misses.
Pool table, maybe. Golden tee.
The the golden tea at a bar has long since been dead. It's gone the way of the Brahmas.
With promise no longer good. Yeah. After some deliberation here, I don't think it counts. It doesn't count. Going, hey, we're gonna go show up to the bar, we're gonna show up whenever we want, we're gonna drink, and then someone else is gonna make the food, and then we're gonna call an Uber, and we're gonna go on ladies' night, which means it's gonna be 90% dudes who put on a button-up long sleeve, but they rolled it up a little bit so their ankles or their arm ankles are
Their
showing.
arm ankles.
Um, their arm ankles are showing off because that's what the ladies like. Dudes like
colloquially
feet ankles and ladies like arm
colloquially
ankles, right?
colloquially known as wrist, but we keep it rocking.
Hey, I'm being honest with y'all, right? It's an arm ankle, okay? Don't let big doctor tell you what these are called. These are arm
Don't
ankles,
yeah,
dude.
don't let big cuff dictate.
Exactly, exactly. Um, yeah, no, it doesn't hit the same. The vibes are different. I'm trying to get fucked up and work, not fucked up. I gotta go watch the game. I'm trying to enjoy my time with my friends where we talk sports or whatever, and then we go watch sports. That's a next level experience. I don't look forward to going to the bar. When's the last time you went to a bar, Raymond?
Well, I'm a I'm a 30-year-old man with a job, so I stay. Well, I guess that's not fair. I stay in the house, but
When's the last
it's been
time
a good
you
minute.
when's the last time you were sitting there you're like, man, I just want to go to the bar, hang out.
What, just cold, like no invites?
Yeah. You're just like, man, I
Oh,
could really go to the bar right now and
I
just
mean,
hang out with the boys.
never in my life. But if
How
I
many
get it,
times have you sat there in the middle of the off season and being like, a tailgate? Dude, I can't wait for the next tailgate.
I mean, yeah, more, but also I would also argue nobody just wakes up by themselves and goes, "I'm gonna go have a tailgate."
I guess you ain't about that life.
So you wake up on a Saturday and go, with nobody around. You wake up at 5 in the morning and go, I'm gonna go have a
Be
tailgate.
a good day for a tailgate. 78, light
And you're
breeze,
and
sunny.
6 in the
Mm.
morning, you're calling people going, "Hey, I'm in the mood for a tailgate. You coming?"
Well, no,
Or
I'm too
did
poor to make it happen, but I want it to happen.
Okay. Well, I think this is leaving off one key sub community of the bar scene, and that's the
Okay.
patio bar. See, let me paint you a picture. And
Okay.
I'm not for or against. I just noticed there's a aspect of the bar. You painted a very specific picture of a bar. And I just want to make sure we cover all bars before we veto this application. So patio bar. Typically, it's still got the screens, but sometimes, occasionally they have for a special event, for a game six, for uh the Roadrunners are playing at home. You get the big screen. So you've got, yeah, your normal bar setup. Then you got the
Hmm.
big screen for those who are
Hmm.
really about it.
Hmm.
So you got your game that covers your game aspect. Then we get food truck. Yes, you have the kitchen who's putting out the wings, like you said, your sliders, your
Hmm.
mozzarella sticks, all good tailgate. If the tailgate had a fryer, we'd be all about it.
Okay. Okay.
So it introduces the fryer to the tailgate. But then you get your food truck who can do all the other tailgate aspects that you miss. You get your taco, you get you know, your pre-smoked Bahamas barbecue. You get your pre-smoked, you get your
Mhm.
brisket, you get your whatever, your fajitas, whatever you want. And then with the addition of the patio bar, you have the whole entire tailgate community. You know what? Let's reject this application and let's get the tailgate community to take over the bar. I think that's a better plan. That's a better play. We can reject the bar application for all the reasons you said. And then in the event that, you know, we're not really feeling the tailgate this week, the tailgate environment isn't conducive, we just go take over a patio bar.
Their idea, Raymond.
All right.
We say fuck the bar,
All right.
and we just do the tailgate in my backyard, and I fill up a giant cooler with natty lights, and we grill brats, and I
Son of
make
a bitch, I'm
beer
in.
brats with onions,
You know what? Where am I?
and then I'll set up cornhole, and I'll set up darts.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Fuck the bar.
Yeah.
That's for bars are for old people, and
I think because you worked in a bar for so long, you have a very specific image of a bar, which is two 70-year-old men sitting at like 11 o'clock watching the new or 1 o'clock watching the noon game, bitching about 1985 insert college player here that never really hit it off in the league. I think there's a
here you're thinking of other bars that exist and other bar potentials, but that is the most tailgate crowd that exists at a bar, and it's not tailgate enough to be tailgate adjacent.
I think you might need to go on a field trip. I think I need to expand your horizons.
Right. The next great series from Tailgate Sports Media, Devin goes to other bars and is uncomfortable in basketball shorts and his ball cap.
I cannot think of. Maybe I'm selfish. Maybe I shouldn't be a producer, but I cannot think of a better time for me than to watch you be uncomfortable in your shorts and hat in an
Look,
environment that you would never be in.
look, we went to some library event that my wife wanted to go to a few months back, a couple months back. We went to some library
Oh, I
event and then
remember
some
this.
friends met up and we were like, okay, cool. She's checking this stuff out. I want to go check out these books. I'm going to be there supportive for my wife. It's like, okay, a couple hours on my one day off this week. It'll be fine. It ends up being a 5 hour thing. I'm pissed off, whatever. Her friends show up, they come by and she's like, you guys want to go get lunch? I was like, sure. They're like, yeah, we'll pay. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. We'll go get lunch. We walk a mile to a hotel where everyone is in black three-piece uniforms. I'm in basketball shorts and a ball cap, and we're going to the rooftop restaurant and bar. And I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here immediately. I need to get the fuck. I can't be here. This is. I had one of the best burgers of my life, but
You know
no.
what? I think we need to get you some pants and a nice shirt. I think there's a whole world that you're that shorts and hat Devin is missing out on that that pants and a nice shirt Devin could enjoy.
Look, man, I just
I'm not saying you have to change anything else about who you are. Just put on pants and a nice shirt, and we
can I
can
wear the hat?
you can wear the hat. We could
Because I got some
compromise and put you in one
insecurities.
of those.
I got some insecurities when I'm not wearing the hat. All right. I'm not black. I do crack. All right. I've cracked a lot. All right. I mean,
You don't. You didn't have to do that. I knew what you were talking about. You didn't have
I
to tell
mean,
everybody else.
everyone knows. All right. I'm wearing the hat for a reason. They saw the hat. They knew what I was about. They knew what was underneath
No,
here.
no. They all they could do was speculate. You just.
I mean,
This
they
is
were
like a
speculating and they were right.
this is like a streamer face reveal. It's like everybody has a good idea of who they were, but you just went and showed everybody.
Hey, it's I'm honest to a fault. All right.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, you don't have to change any of that. Just put on a nice shirt, some pants, and you can have all the best burgers that you would like. Because honestly, you could do it in shorts and a hat, Devin, and you know maybe get some side eyes. But who gives a fuck? We're having burgers.
It was a pretty expensive burger though. It was kind of sucked.
Yeah, I've strolled in some pretty nice places in baggy jeans and some some Adidas.
It's not about that life. Why would I sit here in this very dark, candlelit restaurant and bar when I could be outside grilling a hot dog and a burger right now?
Hey man, we're gonna
This
have to experience the
podcast
finer
and
things in
this
life at some
section,
point.
the next great series of Tailgate Sports Media. This podcast has gone on far longer, and this segment has gone on far longer than I ever intended for it to go.
Oh yeah,
So we
we
are
put
going to,
the robes and a gavel down a few minutes ago.
oh yeah, yeah. So So 32, we're going to call it right there. We covered our NBA, we've covered our UFL, the playoff race heating up, and we covered that I'm a balding man that doesn't want to go to fancy bars or restaurants.
Didn't have to do that part.
It's everyone knows now.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm Devin. This is my good friend Ray, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.